His knowledge of all things manufacturing is unbelievable. His passion for growing the workforce is undeniable. His story is inspiring. Drew Crowe is a force of nature and a host on the Creators Lounge.
The Creators Lounge is proud to welcome Mission, Design, and Automation.
What's up? What's up? IMTS. We are back in the Creators Lounge with the team that quite possibly has the best outfits here. We're here with Mission Automation, Steve and Sami. Thank you all for joining me on the couch.
Yeah, Drew, thanks for having us.
Thank you all. So I like to talk about backgrounds. I like to tell stories. I really like to highlight for people the journey that our guests went on to get into this manufacturing field, because they're all different, right? And people sometimes just need a little guidance on, the way to get here if they want to get here, which they all should be here. So starting with Sami, can you tell me a little bit about what brought you into manufacturing and here at IMTS?
Yeah, for sure. So my journey kind of was unplanned. I would say the manufacturing industry found me. I was going to school in the creative arts. My degree is in writing. And once I graduated with the writing degree, I was pretty involved in my university's writing program. So I knew the faculty quite well. And I had our dean of writing called me one day and was like, there's an opportunity at an automation company in Holland. I think you'd be a good fit for it. And I'll be honest with you, Drew, I was like, I don't know. I don't know anything about that. How will I ever succeed in that industry? I don't know anything. But I went on the interview, and the people who were interviewing me, I'll shout out my girl, Robin Shoop. She was my first boss, and she was like, you can do this. Like, you can totally do this. I think you're gonna really like it. And I ended up loving it. And I mean,
You're still here.
I'm still here. And it was a lot of learning. I started as a technical writer, so interviewing subject matter experts and learning everything I could as quickly as I could to understand what is automation and manufacturing and how do things work. And luckily, I've had nothing but great mentors in the industry to help me along the way. And now at Mission, I get to mentor some other younger generation in the industry as well. So it's been a really cool
full circle. That's awesome.
Yeah.
How about you, Steve?
Yeah, kind of similarly. Mine started, I guess, in high school, but I like to say I kind of fell into this field as well. In high school, I was actually kind of encouraged to go to the tech center. Wasn't the best high school student. Started off going to electronics just because it was the only program I could get into. Kind of enjoyed it after high school, got into college and just kind of pursued that, but had no idea what this industry actually was. Until community college. Once I got into that, kind of, opened my world to robotics and automation, and just absolutely loved it. And from community college, went to university, got a bachelor's degree, and started my career. So kind of fortunate in high school, kind of being forced into something, right? Didn't know what I wanted to do, didn't know what this industry even was. And now that I'm in it, I try to kind of pay that forward, right? And go to schools, make sure you're talking to younger kids, and just make sure people know that this is actually out there. Because it's a great industry to be in, and a lot of kids don't get as much exposure to it as they should.
100%. And I love the fact that you all kind of feel like you have a duty almost, or it's your mission to build this culture and to give back to the community, right? And give back to people and young people. Can you tell me a little bit about where that comes from? Is it something that you all do there at Mission, or is this something individual?
I would say overall, it is part of our values to be paying it forward and working with younger generation. We know that we are going to need to educate the next upcoming workforce. We know that that generation needs us to be there for them, and we really have to be planting seeds now. So some of the ways that we do that will invite anywhere from elementary to high school and college groups through Mission. We sponsor projects. If you stop by our booth over in the North Hall, you'll see that we mentored and sponsored some of our local colleges to develop our actual booth demos. And so we really, really know it's what we need as an industry. And And I would say so many of the automation leaders in our space really are passionate about doing that. Scott Lindemann, who is our CEO, is just a phenomenal leader, and he's involved in FIRST Robotics and encourages all of our team to get involved in different ways, plug in where you can, and help everybody else. So.
From the C-suites on down, modeling that behavior so that everybody else is going to do it as well. Let's hold that thought, get a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back with more from Mission.
You are watching The Creators Lounge. Gain insights as our hosts talk to expert guests about key industry topics. Come see the action live on the trade show floor. Visit booth 338 600. See you at The Creators Lounge.
We're back with Sami and Steve from Mission, and now I want to talk about automation, right? Because we hear this word all the time. It's a hot word. It's not a new thing, but it's becoming newer to more people, and people get lost in all of the jargon, all of the things that you could automate. What do I automate? How do I start? How is Mission helping people really just focus and get all the clutter out of the way and get them into good automation?
Yeah, I'll start, and then I'll kick it over to Steve for some technical details. But our team is really good at being curious, and that's where we need to start. So customers of all sizes and different industries come to us with, hey, I've got this goal, and they can vary widely. And we ask a lot of questions about, so if you're trying to improve your cycle time, or you're trying to elevate your employees to different roles so their experience at your facility is better, how can we do that and help them do that? So we partner with customers, with manufacturers of all different industries to really help them solve whatever challenge it is. And we start by, we would never suggest that somebody goes from zero automation to fully automated factories. We want them to be successful, and we're committed to that. And so we ask a lot of questions and get them kind of understanding, what is the best case scenario? What's the low-hanging fruit? How can I small step and stair step my way into it? And then we bring in people like Steve Solack here with the experience and the chops to actually make machines come to life.
And Steve, I want to jump, before we jump into that thought, I'm hearing some of the things that you're saying, and you're identifying some pain points that manufacturers call you all with. Has there ever been a time where a manufacturer says, you know what, I don't know what. I just know automation, right? Do you guys come in and show them areas, hey, this would be where I would start? Tell me a little bit about that journey.
One of my favorite things to do is just go visit a customer site, right? We get those phone calls all the time. Hey, we've got people everywhere, ton of labor going on here. We think we've got opportunity for automation, but we don't know where to start. It's our favorite thing to do, is to go in there and start identifying that low-hanging fruit of easy applications where we can do that, right? Simple pick-and-place operations here or there, and just really work with them to kind of start easing them into it. Because, the last thing we want is them to have a bad experience where you give them something they can't handle, they can't maintain, because they don't like it, we don't like it. It ends up being a bad experience for both parties, right? So truly understanding what their needs are and what their skill sets are, and working with them, right, and tailoring our equipment specifically to what they can do, right? Not just the application at hand, because sure, I could sell you a multi-million-dollar piece of fully automated equipment, but if you don't have the staff to maintain it and take care of it, I sold you a paperweight, right?
I love that.
And that's what we want to make sure we understand with our customers. We don't want to upsell them on anything. We want to just make sure we're meeting their needs and giving them something. Sometimes simple's better, right? And then if we do end up getting into a more complicated application, right? Sometimes you do have to get a little more complicated depending on the application. we come alongside and we offer training, right? We will bring them to our site, run the equipment with them, make sure they understand how to use it. We offer robotic training and everything hands-on, right? It's because we want them to be comfortable with it. We want them to own the equipment at the end.
That doesn't sound like the typical client, right? That sounds like family. That sounds like somebody that is helping you through one step and see it all the way to the next step. Tell me about a time where maybe you all started with a company doing small, medium stuff, like you said, and maybe gave them a roadmap into what they can be and just showed them, you know, maybe how they could grow and what they could grow into.
Sure, and it's not just about how they can grow, but also we have to earn their trust as well, right? So there's a lot of companies out there that they might be, you know, have a ton of automated equipment already, but they're new to Mission, right? So we'll do a small piece of equipment or something like that, right? Give them a little bite of what we can do, earn their trust, you know, they'll, you know, understand our loyalties to them. And then that always usually grows into bigger and better, you know, opportunities for us.
So I know that you all work with a wide range, every solution, you guys can help come up with it, and you've seen a lot. Can you tell me, like, maybe the top 3 recurring things that you see that customers of yours or future customers of yours are dealing with?
I think the biggest thing that our customers see that keep them coming back is just our way to adapt to their needs, right? The automotive industry is constantly changing, right? Customers are constantly changing parts or something like that. So we have to constantly adapt our equipment to their needs. So just being able to be flexible, you know, quick thinking, quick turnaround, that kind of stuff. And then just, again, that partnership with them of just making sure, you know, if they're having issues, we're going to their site, supporting them, making sure they can support their equipment. If we got to do more training, maybe sometimes it's more documentation, right? All of our equipment will come with a user manual. We've actually been taking that to the next level lately where we're actually doing videos for them of this is how you do changeover, this is how you run your equipment. Wow. These are your 10 common faults and how you recover from them. And they actually will get step-by-step videos even on how to do this stuff.
Making it even easier and more digestible, but hold that thought. We're going to toss it to a sponsor and we'll be back after this break. So we talked about automated systems. We talked about manufacturers who may have been sold systems and things that have been just collecting dust. And I think that happens when there isn't a training or an education side to it, where we're not helping and coming around to surround that customer. And it sounds like that's really what makes Mission different. Like, that's the secret sauce. Hope we don't give it away. Can you tell me about that and the intentionality behind that?
Well, it's no secret, honestly. It's something that we're very proud of. It is part of our values corporately to be educating, to be training, and to always get better. One of the things we always say is do the right thing, take care of the customer, and take care of each other. And so it really starts at Mission on site with our employees. If our employees are happy, they're going to take care of the customer. We know that. It's something that we certainly believe in. And so training is an important part of what we do at Mission, both for our employees. We offer cross-training. We have team members who have moved from one department to another, and we are open to that. So we want our team to be so well-rounded and well-knowledged about different areas of automation and smart manufacturing that we offer that. We also have an entire department dedicated to the success of our customers. And so we know that a pain point for a lot of manufacturers is that I need to automate this, but I don't, like Steve said, have the team to support a new piece of equipment, or, we're new to automation, we don't have a robotics engineer. So what we offer, we're a FANUC certified service provider. I'll brag a little bit about that. It is a huge accomplishment for our team. Only 4% of integrators in America have that.
Wow.
So it is a big deal, and we believe in training our team and our customer team, which we believe is an extension of our team, or we hope to be an extension of theirs. We offer small size training groups to come onto mission site. We go through, and Steve can speak details here, but we offer all types of FANUC training that they would get at FANUC if they went, but it's a little more intimate training session, and so it's really more hands-on with an instructor.
Fantastic. Steve, can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so we offer basic handling tool training and everything like that for FANUC. It's just 3-4 day class that we offer at our shop. But one thing that's nice about it is if we're also making the equipment for you, we can tailor it specifically to your equipment, right? So maybe you spend a day or two over in the lab learning the teach pen and learning how to do some stuff, but then your next couple of days can be on your own equipment, getting hands-on experience with it. Because at the end of the day, our customer's success is our success. So again, we want them to be comfortable taking this equipment, taking ownership of it, and just being happy what they have at the end, because that's how we get more business with them, right?
That's clutch. That's clutch. And we were talking about processes earlier, and there's a big shift happening in Detroit, right? There's a big shift happening all over, but definitely in Detroit, where a lot of the traditional automotive companies are now trying to bring in EV, and that's a completely different process. Can you tell me about how you all have been supporting people in that transition, from, the combustible engine side to EV, or adding them and maybe doing both at a time?
Yeah, it's definitely been a journey of navigating some of the differences and helping our customers understand requirements around moving to EV. The market is certainly in flux, and so helping them make decisions on flexible equipment that can stair step into moving into a more electric focused space.
I mean, really though, at the end of the day, it's manufacturing, right? If I'm making a combustion engine versus making pieces to make a battery or something like that, a lot of that, it's the same stuff, right? It's the same type of automation. The technology is maybe a little different or whatever, but technology is always advancing and moving forward. So at the end of the day, it's not a huge difference as far as how I see it in manufacturing. I mean, manufacturing's manufacturing. It could be we're making pieces for houses or different pieces for a car. It doesn't really matter to me at the end of the day.
You gonna automate it all, huh?
Yeah, you know what? You're only limited by your imagination, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And let's use our imagination for a second. Tell me about the manufacturing world that Mission is helping manufacturers achieve. What does the future look like for our industry?
Moving to a faster, more flexible, augmented space where humans are, we've all heard the 3Ds, right? Dull, dangerous, dirty, degrading to the human spirit. I'll add that one in here. Mm-hmm. It's not always about just making your cycle time faster or putting people out of work. It's certainly not that. You want to put people in positions that empower them and where they feel engaged in the work that they're doing. And so we can move to a more automated robotic space that are doing these jobs that were literally back-breaking jobs. If you look at the housing industry, that we have such a need for housing in this country. So supporting some companies that are trying to move to automation, because so much of it is stick-built on-site hands. People are hurting, the future it's bright, what we can do with automation. So
a more empowered world with more empowered workers that aren't trading their body for a paycheck. I like that. How about you, man? Anything to add?
No, I love in the last couple of years, there's been a huge change of just to that point, right? Making the environment for people better. And I just love that companies are actually starting to invest in that and actually identify it, right? Rather than just, he's burnt out, let's get another guy in. They're actually investing in, we need to make these environments better. We need to look at other solutions here. So I just love that people are finally starting to do that and seeing that change in the industry right now.
I really appreciate it. Steve and Sami, thank you so much for your time. And if you are looking to get into automation, or if you're looking just where to start, if you don't know where to start, or if you're looking to upgrade some processes and bring more automation in, you're ready to take it to the next level, please reach out. Where can they find you all?
We're in the North Hall, booth 236426. It's Fanuc's Authorized Systems Integrator booth. We're on social media, LinkedIn, missiondesignauto.com. So please reach out and come talk to us.
There you have it. Thanks for joining us.